Welcome to Mini Audiobooks. In today's journey through Silent Wisdom, we'll explore the transformative power of silence. If you find our content valuable, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and share this video. Did you know that 94% of our audience hasn't subscribed yet? Your support helps us bring more insightful audiobooks to you. Let's dive in and discover the quiet strength of silence together. Silent Wisdom by Mini Audiobooks. Introduction. The power of silence. In a world filled with constant noise, both external and internal, silence has become a rare commodity. The chatter of social media, the endless stream of news, and the hum of everyday life leave little room for moments of true stillness. Yet, within this silence lies a profound power, one that has been revered by sages, philosophers, and thinkers across generations. Silence is more than just the absence of sound. It is the presence of clarity, depth, and insight. Throughout history, those who have achieved great wisdom have often turned to silence as a tool for reflection, growth, and understanding. In these quiet spaces, they uncovered truths that could not be found in the busyness of life. Whether it was monks retreating into the mountains, poets wandering the countryside, or leaders finding strength in stillness, silence has always been a doorway to deeper wisdom. The paradox is clear. While we live in a world that values productivity, action, and the spoken word, the true path to wisdom often lies in the moments where we choose to pause, reflect, and listen, both to the world around us and to the quiet voice within. The beauty of embracing silence. Why is silence so powerful? Because it allows us to hear what is often drowned out by the noise. In silence, we can confront our thoughts, our emotions, and our true selves. It is in these moments of stillness that clarity emerges, helping us make sense of life's complexities and guiding us toward better decisions, deeper relationships, and personal peace. Consider for a moment the most profound moments of your life. Perhaps it was standing on a mountaintop, witnessing a sunrise, or sitting by the ocean's edge. In these moments, words were unnecessary. The power lay in the silence. It was in these spaces that you felt connected to something larger than yourself, something timeless and infinite. This is the essence of silent wisdom, learning to harness the transformative power of silence to live a more centered, wise, and fulfilled life. A journey into the quiet. This book is an invitation, a journey into the heart of silence. As you turn the pages, you'll discover that silence is not something to fear or avoid, but a source of strength and wisdom. We will explore the different facets of silence, how it can enhance our relationships, deepen our creativity, heal our emotions, and bring us closer to our true selves. You will learn how silence can teach us more than words ever could, offering insights that shape our understanding of ourselves and the world. Whether it's the quiet before a storm, the pause in a meaningful conversation, or the stillness found in nature, silence is always speaking, if only we are willing to listen. The gift of silence in a noisy world. At the core of this journey lies a simple yet transformative truth. Silence is a gift. In a world that demands our attention at every turn, learning to embrace moments of quiet allows us to recharge, reflect, and reconnect with what truly matters. It's a gift that gives us the space to grow mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. By the end of this book, you will have the tools to incorporate more silence into your life and reap its many benefits. You will see how silence can be a powerful ally in navigating the challenges of modern living, helping you find peace in the chaos and wisdom in the quiet moments. Prepare to unlock the hidden treasures that silence holds. This book is not just about becoming quiet externally, but about cultivating an inner stillness that brings wisdom, balance, and lasting transformation. Silence is not the absence of something. It is the presence of everything that truly matters. Welcome to Silent Wisdom, a journey to find truth in the stillness and wisdom in the quiet. Chapter 1. The Voice of Stillness. What does it truly mean to be silent? It's not just about the absence of sound. nor is it simply the act of being quiet. Silence, in its truest form, is a state of being, one that allows us to connect deeply with ourselves and the world around us. It's the stillness between our thoughts, the calm within our minds, and the space where wisdom is born. In our fast-paced world, silence is often seen as a void to be filled. We rush to fill the quiet moments with distractions, music, podcasts, conversations, and endless scrolling. Yet, in doing so, we lose touch with the profound wisdom that exists in those still spaces. Silence, when embraced, becomes a powerful tool for introspection, creativity, and clarity. Understanding the meaning of silence. At first glance, silence may seem like nothing more than an absence, an emptiness that leaves us feeling uncomfortable. But silence is much more than that. It's a dynamic space where ideas take shape, where emotions can be understood, and where our inner selves can find expression. When we quiet the noise around us, we begin to hear the subtler voices of intuition, insight, and understanding. Think about the last time you sat in complete silence. Perhaps it was in nature, surrounded by the rustling of leaves and the chirping of birds, or maybe it was in your home, with nothing but the hum of the world outside. In these moments, silence invites us to slow down, to breathe, and to listen. Not with our ears, but with our hearts and minds. How to cultivate inner stillness. But how do we cultivate this inner stillness in a world that constantly demands our attention? It starts with intention. We must make a conscious choice to invite silence into our lives, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Stillness is not something we can force, but something we can gently create space for. Here are a few practical ways to begin cultivating inner stillness. 1. Mindful breathing. One of the simplest ways to invite silence into your life is through mindful breathing. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and focus on your breath. Breathe in slowly through your nose, hold for a moment, and then exhale gently. As you focus on your breath, notice how your mind begins to quiet down. This practice helps to create a sense of stillness within, even when the world around you is busy. 2. Create silent spaces. Dedicate specific times during your day to be in silence. Turn off your phone, step away from screens, and allow yourself to just be. Whether it's in the morning before the day begins, or in the evening as you unwind, these moments of silence will help you reconnect with yourself and your thoughts. 3. Meditation. Meditation is one of the most powerful tools for cultivating inner stillness. It doesn't have to be complicated or formal. Even a few minutes of sitting quietly, focusing on your breath or a single thought, can bring a sense of calm and clarity. Over time, this practice allows you to carry a sense of stillness with you, no matter where you are. 4. Nature walks. There is something profoundly calming about being in nature. When you walk in silence through a forest, along a beach, or in a park, you're not just experiencing external quiet. You're also quieting your internal dialogue. Nature has a way of grounding us, reminding us of the bigger picture, and helping us to tune in to the voice of stillness within. Practical ways to quiet your mind in daily life. Quieting the mind is not about turning off your thoughts, but rather about creating a space where your thoughts can flow freely without judgment or distraction. It's about letting go of the mental clutter that fills our minds and finding a place of calm within the chaos. Here are some practical strategies to quiet your mind in daily life. 1. Limit distractions. In our hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere. From our phones to our to-do lists, it's easy to get caught up in the noise. Start by identifying the things that distract you the most and create boundaries. Maybe it's limiting your time on social media or designating specific times for checking emails. By reducing external noise, you create more room for internal stillness. 2. Focus on the present moment. A busy mind is often one that's preoccupied with the past or the future. By focusing on the present moment, you can bring your mind back to a place of stillness. Whether it's through mindful activities like cooking, gardening, or simply enjoying a cup of tea, grounding yourself in the present can help quiet the mental chatter. 3. Release control. Often, our minds are noisy because we're trying to control everything around us. Our thoughts, our emotions, our circumstances. But stillness comes from letting go. Trust that things will unfold as they should, and allow yourself to be present in the moment without trying to manipulate or control it. Stories of sages and thinkers who embraced silence for wisdom. Throughout history, many of the world's greatest minds have recognized the power of silence in the pursuit of wisdom. Take, for instance, Laozi, the ancient Chinese philosopher who founded Taoism. Laozi believed that wisdom could only be found in the stillness of the mind, away from the distractions of the world. His teachings emphasized the importance of embracing simplicity and quiet, allowing the mind to become a mirror of the natural world. Similarly, Buddha reached enlightenment through silent meditation, sitting beneath the Bodhi tree in search of inner peace. His path to wisdom was not found through words or intellectual pursuits, but through stillness and introspection. Even in the modern world, silence plays a crucial role in the lives of some of the greatest thinkers. Albert Einstein, known for his groundbreaking theories, often spoke of the value of solitude. In these quiet moments, away from the demands of society, Einstein found the clarity to formulate ideas that would change the world. These stories remind us that wisdom is not always found in the busyness of life, but in the quiet spaces we create for ourselves. By embracing silence, we open ourselves to a deeper understanding of the world and our place in it. Listening to the voice of stillness. The voice of stillness is always there, waiting for us to listen. It whispers to us in moments of quiet, guiding us toward wisdom and clarity. But in order to hear it, we must first learn to embrace silence. We must be willing to sit in stillness, to quiet our minds, and to listen, not with our ears, but with our hearts and souls. In this chapter, we've explored the power of silence and how it can lead to a deeper connection with ourselves and the world around us. By cultivating inner stillness, quieting our minds, and learning from the wisdom of those who came before us, we can begin to hear the voice of stillness and unlock the profound wisdom it holds. Chapter 2. Listening Beyond Words. In a world filled with constant chatter, the ability to truly listen is a rare and precious skill. Many of us hear, but few of us listen. We get caught up in the noise. Whether it's the conversations we have, the media we consume, or the thoughts running through our minds. Yet, deep listening, especially the kind that goes beyond words, is a gateway to clarity, understanding, and connection. Silence plays a key role in this art. In silence, we can hear more than just words. We can hear emotions, intentions, and the subtleties that are often lost in the chaos of everyday communication. The art of deep listening and how it leads to clarity. True listening begins when we go beyond the superficial exchange of words and focus on the essence of what is being communicated. This form of listening requires silence, not only external silence but internal stillness. It's the ability to quiet the mental commentary that often accompanies conversations, the judgments, assumptions, and distractions that prevent us from truly understanding the other person. Deep listening isn't about passively waiting for your turn to speak or offering immediate solutions. It's about being fully present. It involves setting aside our preconceived notions and allowing the speaker's words to flow into us without interference. When we listen in this way, we start to pick up on subtleties, tonal shifts, pauses, and underlying emotions that speak louder than the words themselves. How does this lead to clarity? In deep listening, we create space for a deeper level of communication. We hear what's not being said directly, anxiety masked by a calm voice, a hidden request for help, or an unspoken truth. By tuning into these nuances, we gain insights that would otherwise be missed, leading to more meaningful and clear understanding of others and the world around us. How silence enhances understanding in conversations and relationships. Silence, when used intentionally in conversation, enhances understanding in ways words sometimes cannot. There's an inherent wisdom in the pauses between words, in the space where we allow the other person to think, reflect, and express themselves fully. In a typical conversation, many people feel an urge to fill every gap with words, fearing that silence may indicate a lack of engagement. But in reality, moments of silence are where true understanding takes root. These pauses give both the speaker and the listener time to digest the conversation. They allow emotions to surface, thoughts to form, and deeper connections to be made. Take a moment to think about your closest relationships. How often do you sit in comfortable silence with someone? Those quiet moments often reveal a depth of connection beyond any spoken conversation. Silence, when embraced in relationships, creates space for empathy. It allows us to be present without imposing our thoughts or judgments, to give the other person room to share more openly. A simple example is when a loved one shares something emotional or difficult. The natural response might be to offer advice or reassurance right away, but sometimes the most compassionate response is silence, holding space for the person to express themselves fully without interruption. In that quiet, they feel heard, seen, and understood. The connection deepens. Techniques to become an effective listener. Becoming an effective listener requires practice and patience, but it's a skill that can transform your relationships, communication, and understanding of the world. Here are some techniques to cultivate this skill. 1. Embrace silence. Begin by becoming comfortable with silence in conversations. Allow moments of pause to let the other person's words sink in and to give them space to continue. Silence shows you're not rushing to respond, which builds trust and encourages more open communication. 2. Be fully present. One of the greatest gifts you can offer as a listener is your full attention. This means setting aside distractions, your phone, wandering thoughts, or preconceived responses, and focusing solely on the speaker. Listen not just with your ears, but with your whole being. Notice their body language, their tone, and the energy behind their words. 3. Reflect and clarify. To show that you're truly listening, reflect back what you hear. This doesn't mean repeating their words verbatim, but rather summarizing the essence of what they've said to ensure you understand correctly. You can also ask clarifying questions, which demonstrates that you're engaged and invested in the conversation. 4. Listen with empathy. Effective listening goes beyond just understanding the words being spoken. It's about feeling what the other person is feeling. Try to put yourself in their shoes and listen not only to the content of their message, but also to the emotions behind it. Empathetic listening fosters deeper connections and shows that you truly care about the speaker's experience. 5. Resist the urge to interrupt. In our eagerness to share our thoughts, it's easy to cut someone off mid-sentence. But true listening requires patience. Let the speaker finish their thought completely before you respond. This allows for a more thoughtful exchange and prevents misunderstandings. 6. Lessons from nature. What animals, the wind, and the stars teach us when we listen closely. Nature is one of the greatest teachers of silence and deep listening. When we take the time to observe and listen to the natural world around us, we begin to understand that communication is happening all the time, even without words. Animals, for example, communicate through body language, movements, and subtle sounds. A bird's song isn't just a melody. It's a message, signaling to others about territory, mating, or danger. Wolves, known for their howls, also communicate through silent cues, body posture, eye contact, and proximity. By listening to animals, we can learn the art of nonverbal communication and the importance of observing what isn't said aloud. The wind, too, has its own voice. Its whispers through the trees, its gentle breezes, and its fierce gusts all tell a story. When we pause to listen to the wind, we are reminded that communication is more than just human words. It's about energy, rhythm, and flow. The wind teaches us that silence is dynamic and full of meaning if we're attuned to it. And then there are the stars, quietly twinkling in the night sky. They remind us of the vastness of the universe and the silence that exists beyond our world. In that stillness, there's a humbling reminder that life is bigger than the noise of our everyday concerns. The stars encourage us to listen to the silence of the universe and to find peace in the stillness of existence. Listening beyond words for deeper understanding. Listening beyond words is an art that invites us to be present, patient, and open. It requires us to embrace silence as a powerful tool for connection, clarity, and understanding. When we quiet our minds and listen deeply, we begin to hear not just the words being spoken, but the emotions, intentions, and wisdom that lie beneath the surface. Whether it's in our conversations with loved ones, our observations of nature, or our quiet moments of self-reflection, listening beyond words allows us to experience life with greater depth and meaning. Silence, far from being empty or awkward, becomes a space where true communication and connection can thrive. In this chapter, we've explored the transformative power of listening beyond words and how it can enhance our relationships, deepen our understanding, and bring us closer to the wisdom that exists in silence. As you move forward, challenge yourself to listen more deeply, to embrace silence in your conversations, and to discover the clarity that comes from hearing beyond the words. Chapter 3. Finding Clarity in Quiet Reflection. In the fast-paced world we live in, finding moments of quiet reflection can feel like a luxury. Yet, in these moments of silence, clarity emerges. Quiet reflection offers a profound way to understand ourselves and the world around us. It allows us to step back from the constant barrage of information, noise, and busyness to observe, think, and grow. This chapter delves into how silence, used as a tool for self-reflection, becomes a source of wisdom, helping us navigate life's complexities with calm and insight. Silence as a tool for self-reflection and personal growth. Silence is not just the absence of sound. It's a space for introspection and self-discovery. When we allow ourselves to sit in silence, we're giving our minds the opportunity to process thoughts and emotions without distraction. This space can lead to personal growth by revealing patterns, behaviors, and emotions we may not have noticed otherwise. Many people associate self-reflection with moments of crisis or decision-making, but making quiet reflection a regular practice fosters continuous growth. By dedicating time to reflect on your day, your actions, and your interactions, you create an ongoing dialogue with yourself. This dialogue helps you identify areas for improvement, celebrate achievements, and gain clarity on your life's direction. For example, think about how you react to stress or conflict. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to react impulsively, driven by emotion rather than reason. However, when you take time afterward to reflect in silence, you can analyze your reaction, understand the root cause, and consider how you might respond differently next time. This is how silence fosters growth, by giving you the space to learn from your experiences and make conscious changes. Journaling, meditation, and mindfulness as pathways to silent wisdom. To access the wisdom found in quiet reflection, there are several tools that can guide you deeper into silence: journaling, meditation, and mindfulness. Each of these practices offers a different avenue to explore your inner world. 1. Journaling. Writing in silence allows you to express your thoughts and feelings freely, without interruption. Journaling acts as a mirror to your mind, reflecting your inner state. It's a powerful way to untangle complex emotions, gain insight into your challenges, and record moments of growth. Many people find that the simple act of putting thoughts on paper clarifies their thinking and brings about revelations they might not have reached otherwise. 2. Start with a simple practice. Spend a few minutes each day writing in a journal. It doesn't need to be polished or profound, just write whatever comes to mind. Over time, you'll notice patterns emerging, and you'll gain a deeper understanding of yourself. The quiet that surrounds your journaling process becomes fertile ground for insight and personal discovery. 3. Meditation. Meditation is the practice of stilling the mind and turning inward. It's about creating an intentional space of silence where you can observe your thoughts without attachment. Through meditation, you learn to quiet the constant mental chatter and tap into a deeper sense of peace and clarity. A simple meditation practice could involve sitting quietly, focusing on your breath, and allowing thoughts to come and go without engaging with them. Over time, this practice helps you cultivate a sense of inner calm that extends into your daily life. In this stillness, you'll find that answers to your questions and solutions to your problems often arise naturally, without force. 4. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of being fully present in the moment, observing your thoughts, feelings, and sensations without judgment. It's about paying attention to the present experience, whether you're eating a meal, taking a walk, or having a conversation. By practicing mindfulness, you can turn even the simplest activities into opportunities for silent reflection. For instance, while drinking your morning coffee, take a moment to truly savor it. Notice the taste, the warmth, the aroma. This simple act of mindfulness brings you into the present moment, grounding you in the here and now. Through mindfulness, you'll find that clarity often comes when you're fully engaged in the present, rather than lost in thought. The importance of solitude in a chaotic world. In a world that celebrates constant activity and connection, solitude can sometimes be viewed as undesirable. But solitude, intentional time spent alone, has profound benefits for both mental clarity and emotional well-being. It's in these moments of solitude that we can truly hear our inner voice, free from the influence of others. Solitude offers a respite from the demands of the external world. In solitude, you're not performing for anyone, meeting expectations, or navigating social dynamics. It's a space where you can simply be yourself, and in that space, you can reconnect with your core values, desires, and needs. Consider the example of taking a long walk in nature, alone. Without the distractions of technology or conversation, you have the opportunity to reflect deeply on your life, your challenges, and your dreams. Many people find that in these moments of solitude, clarity emerges effortlessly. It's as if the quiet of the outside world mirrors the quiet within, allowing insights and solutions to surface. Solitude also strengthens your relationship with yourself. When you spend time alone, you learn to enjoy your own company and become comfortable with who you are. This self-acceptance and self-awareness are key components of personal growth. When you're grounded in your own identity, it becomes easier to navigate life's challenges with confidence and clarity. Case studies: great thinkers who retreated to silence for breakthroughs. History is filled with examples of great thinkers, creators, and leaders who found clarity and inspiration in moments of silence. Their stories remind us of the transformative power of quiet reflection. 1. Albert Einstein. Known for his groundbreaking theories in physics, Einstein often attributed his greatest insights to moments of quiet contemplation. He frequently took long walks alone, allowing his mind to wander in silence. During these walks, he would let go of active problem-solving and instead allow his mind to relax into a state of quiet reflection. It was in these moments that many of his greatest ideas took shape. 2. Mahatma Gandhi. Gandhi, the leader of the Indian independence movement, was known for his practice of silence. He observed a day of silence every week, believing that it helped him stay grounded and clear in his purpose. Gandhi's commitment to quiet reflection allowed him to maintain his strength and resolve in the face of immense challenges. His silence was not an escape from the world, but a tool for recharging his energy and sharpening his focus. 3. Virginia Woolf. The renowned writer Virginia Woolf found that solitude and quiet reflection were essential to her creative process. In her essay, A Room of One's Own, she emphasizes the importance of having a private, quiet space where one can reflect and create without distraction. Woolf's insights about the need for solitude in creative work continue to resonate with writers and artists today. 4. Henry David Thoreau. Thoreau's time spent in solitude at Walden Pond is one of the most famous examples of finding clarity through quiet reflection. During his 2-year retreat, he embraced silence and solitude as a way to reconnect with nature and his own thoughts. His reflections during this time became the basis for his book Walden, a profound meditation on simplicity, self-sufficiency, and the wisdom found in nature. These individuals, through their commitment to silence and solitude, demonstrate that quiet reflection is not a passive activity but an active pursuit of wisdom. Their breakthroughs were not the result of constant effort or noise, but of intentional quiet and introspection. Clarity awaits in the quiet. Quiet reflection is a practice that offers clarity, insight, and personal growth. It allows you to step back from the noise of the world and observe yourself and your life with fresh eyes. Whether through journaling, meditation, mindfulness, or solitude, quiet reflection helps you connect with your inner wisdom and find solutions to life's challenges. As you cultivate moments of silence in your own life, you'll begin to notice subtle shifts, greater clarity in your thoughts, deeper insights into your emotions, and a stronger connection to your true self. Silence is not an absence, it's a presence, a space where clarity emerges and wisdom resides. Chapter 4. The Silent Leaders. In a world that equates leadership with loudness, charisma, and bold declarations, the idea of silent leadership might seem like an oxymoron. Yet, some of the most effective leaders throughout history have mastered the art of quiet reflection and internal strength. Silent leadership isn't about being withdrawn or passive. It's about leading with presence, clarity, and a deep understanding that power doesn't always need to be spoken. How the most influential leaders practice silence. Silent leaders understand that real strength often comes from within. These are the individuals who don't feel the need to dominate every conversation or assert their authority with words. Instead, they practice something far more powerful: intentional silence. Silence, when used strategically, can be a form of control, a source of strength, and a sign of deep listening. For instance, think about a leader in the middle of a heated discussion. Most people will feel the pressure to fill the air with their opinions, but the silent leader knows the value of waiting. They absorb everything, reflect, and when they finally speak, their words carry more weight because of the silence that preceded them. In a sense, silence can amplify a leader's voice. What's left unsaid sometimes resonates louder than anything that could be verbalized. Leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and Aung San Suu Kyi embrace silence not just as a personal practice but as a strategic tool in their leadership. Gandhi's philosophy of nonviolence was deeply rooted in his ability to remain calm and centered in the midst of chaos. His silence was a form of protest, a refusal to engage in the noise and violence around him. Mandela, during his 27 years in prison, used silence to reflect on his vision for South Africa and to stay grounded in his values. When he finally spoke upon his release, his words carried an unparalleled force. Suu Kyi, too, used her long periods of house arrest to cultivate her strength, knowing that her eventual words would have the power to inspire millions. Leadership qualities enhanced by quiet reflection. Silent leaders possess a range of qualities that are often overshadowed by louder, more extroverted styles of leadership. These qualities include: 1. Patience. Silent leaders understand the value of waiting. They know that thoughtful decisions come from reflection, not haste. By embracing silence, they give themselves the space to process situations fully before reacting. 2. Clarity. Silence helps cut through the noise of the outside world. Leaders who regularly take time to be quiet and reflect gain clarity, which allows them to make sound, impactful decisions. 3. Empathy. Listening is a key trait of silent leadership. In silence, a leader can truly hear others, not just their words but their emotions, their concerns, and their needs. This ability to connect on a deeper level builds trust and loyalty. 4. Wisdom. Many of the wisest decisions in history have come from periods of quiet reflection. A leader who takes time for silence taps into their deeper wisdom, seeing beyond the immediate to the broader implications of their actions. 5. Resilience. Silence can be a source of resilience. In times of challenge, it helps leaders to step back, find their inner calm, and move forward with renewed strength. Famous historical and modern leaders who mastered the art of silent strength. While history is filled with examples of loud, outspoken leaders, there are many who embraced the power of silence and reflection to lead effectively. 1. Abraham Lincoln. Known for his thoughtful nature, Lincoln was often described as a man of few words. His reflective leadership style allowed him to navigate the turmoil of the Civil War with wisdom, patience, and a sense of moral clarity. 2. Mother Teresa. Her leadership was deeply rooted in quiet action rather than loud proclamations. Her work with the poor was a testament to the power of silent service. She led by example, through humility, compassion, and dedication, proving that leadership doesn't always need to involve grand speeches or public displays. 3. Barack Obama. Even in the modern political arena, where every word is scrutinized, Obama often practiced strategic silence. His calm, measured responses in the face of crises demonstrated his ability to pause, reflect, and act with deliberate intention. Each of these leaders, in their own way, embodied silent strength. They understood that leadership is not about how much noise you make, but how effectively you can influence and inspire others, sometimes without saying much at all. Implementing silent leadership in your life, work, and relationships. You don't have to be a global leader to practice silent leadership. Whether you're leading a team at work, managing a household, or guiding a group of friends, the principles of silent leadership can transform your approach to interactions and decision-making. 1. Pause before reacting. The next time you're faced with a challenging situation, resist the urge to react immediately. Instead, take a moment of silence to reflect. This simple pause can allow you to respond with greater clarity and intention. 2. Practice active listening. In meetings, conversations, or even casual encounters, focus on listening more than speaking. When you truly hear what others are saying, you can respond in a way that is more thoughtful and impactful. 3. Create quiet time for reflection. Make space in your daily life for silent reflection. Whether it's through meditation, journaling, or simply sitting in a quiet room, these moments of stillness can give you the clarity you need to lead more effectively. 4. Lead by example. Silent leadership isn't about being withdrawn or disengaged. It's about leading through action rather than words. Show others what you value by living those values, rather than constantly talking about them. 5. Stay calm in the storm. In moments of chaos or conflict, be the calm center. Your ability to remain composed, even in the midst of challenges, will inspire confidence in those around you. Silent leadership may seem counterintuitive in a world that often equates power with noise, but its effectiveness is undeniable. By embracing the wisdom that comes from silence, you can lead with clarity, empathy, and strength, transforming not only yourself but also those you guide. Chapter 4 offers a profound perspective on leadership, showing that the most impactful leaders aren't necessarily the loudest, but those who can harness the quiet power within themselves. Whether you're leading in a professional setting or simply guiding your own life, the lessons of silent leadership provide invaluable tools for navigating an often chaotic and noisy world. Chapter 5. Silence in Spirituality. In nearly every spiritual tradition around the world, silence holds a sacred place. It is seen not as an absence, but as a profound presence, a gateway to deeper truths, inner peace, and a connection with the divine. Silence in spirituality is more than just refraining from speech. It is a practice that allows us to hear the quiet whisper of the soul, to connect with something beyond the noise of the material world, and to find stillness in a universe that is constantly in motion. Silence as a spiritual practice across religions and philosophies. Silence has been revered in many spiritual traditions for centuries. Whether it's the meditative silence of Buddhism, the contemplative silence of Christian monks, or the inner stillness sought in Sufism, the absence of words becomes a pathway to profound inner transformation. In Buddhism, silence is often used as a means to cultivate mindfulness and awareness. The practice of noble silence, where one abstains from speaking during meditation retreats, helps practitioners turn their attention inward. In this silence, they begin to notice the endless chatter of the mind and learn to quiet it. By observing their thoughts without reacting, they can transcend the ego and experience a deeper state of being. Christianity, particularly in monastic traditions, embraces silence as a form of devotion. Monks in monasteries take vows of silence, believing that in quiet, they can hear the voice of God more clearly. This form of silent prayer, known as contemplation, allows them to deepen their spiritual connection and reflect on divine presence. Sufism, the mystical branch of Islam, emphasizes the importance of silence in connecting with the divine. Sufi mystics believe that the truth cannot be fully expressed in words. The deeper mysteries of existence are revealed in silence, where the soul can unite with God beyond the limitations of language. Hinduism also holds silence in high esteem, especially in the practice of mauna, the vow of silence. This discipline, undertaken by yogis and sages, is seen as a way to conserve spiritual energy and purify the mind, allowing for deeper meditation and inner clarity. Each tradition views silence not as a void, but as an essential practice for attaining spiritual growth and insight. Through silence, one can experience a heightened awareness of the self, the universe, and the divine. How the quiet spaces in our soul allow us to connect with a higher power or inner peace. In our everyday lives, we are constantly surrounded by distractions, both external and internal. The busyness of life, the demands of work, and the constant stream of information can make it difficult to hear the deeper callings of the soul. Yet, in moments of silence, we are able to tune out the noise and tune into something more profound, our inner peace or a connection with a higher power. Silence opens up a space within us that is free from the clutter of thoughts and worries. In this space, we can connect with our true essence, experiencing a sense of stillness that transcends the chaos of the outside world. This stillness is often described as the place where the soul resides, a quiet sanctuary within that can only be accessed when we quiet our minds. For many, this inner silence is where they experience the divine. It is where they feel connected to something greater than themselves, whether that be God, the universe, or simply the peace that lies within. Silence allows us to hear what is often drowned out by the noise of our daily lives. Our intuition, our wisdom, and the subtle presence of a higher force guiding us. Exploring meditative practices, silent prayer, and the mysticism of stillness. One of the most powerful ways to access the spiritual dimension of silence is through meditative practices and silent prayer. These practices invite us to go beyond the surface level of thought and into the depths of our consciousness, where true wisdom and peace reside. 1. Meditation. In meditation, silence is both the practice and the goal. Whether it's through focusing on the breath, a mantra, or simply observing one's thoughts, meditation invites the practitioner to let go of external distractions and enter a state of inner quiet. This silence allows for a deeper connection with the present moment, where the mind can settle and the soul can emerge. Meditation is a way to cultivate mindfulness, awareness, and a sense of inner peace that can be carried into daily life. 2. Silent prayer. In many spiritual traditions, silent prayer is a way to communicate with the divine without the need for words. Unlike spoken prayers, which often ask for something or give thanks, silent prayer is about being in the presence of the divine. It is a form of communion, where the individual opens themselves up to receive guidance, wisdom, and peace. In this silence, one can feel the presence of the divine, offering comfort and clarity. 3. Mysticism and stillness. Mystics throughout history have spoken of the profound insights and experiences they've had in silence. These mystical experiences often occur in moments of stillness, where the individual feels a deep connection with the universe or the divine. In the quiet, the mysteries of life are revealed, and the individual gains a deeper understanding of their place in the cosmos. This stillness allows for a transcendence of the self and an experience of oneness with all that is. Real-life stories of spiritual awakenings found through silence. Many individuals have experienced profound spiritual awakenings through the practice of silence. These awakenings often come when one least expects them, during a silent retreat, in the middle of a quiet meditation, or even in the stillness of nature. One such story comes from Eckhart Tolle, author of The Power of Now, who experienced a spiritual awakening during a moment of deep despair. In the silence of his suffering, he suddenly felt a shift in his consciousness, a stillness and peace that he had never known before. This silence became the foundation of his spiritual teachings, which emphasized the importance of being present and finding peace in the now. Another example is the story of Thomas Merton, a Trappist monk who found deep spiritual enlightenment in the silence of monastic life. Merton's writings speak to the transformative power of silence, where he felt closest to God and experienced profound spiritual insight. His works continue to inspire those seeking a deeper connection with the divine through silence. For many people, silent retreats have been life-changing experiences. In the absence of distractions, participants are able to hear their inner voice more clearly and experience a sense of spiritual renewal. These retreats offer a space for deep introspection, healing, and connection with the self and the divine. The transformative power of silence in spiritual growth. Silence, when embraced as a spiritual practice, has the power to transform not only our relationship with ourselves, but also our relationship with the world around us. It allows us to slow down, reflect, and reconnect with what truly matters. In this silence, we can find clarity, wisdom, and peace that guide us on our spiritual journey. By incorporating moments of silence into our daily lives, whether through meditation, silent prayer, or simply taking time to be still, we can tap into the profound spiritual wisdom that lies within. Silence becomes a sacred space where we can listen to our soul, connect with the divine, and experience the peace that transcends all understanding. In the end, silence is not an absence but a presence that connects us with the deepest truths of our existence and the infinite wisdom of the universe. Through silence, we come to understand that spirituality is not something we need to seek out externally. It is something we already carry within us, waiting to be discovered in the quiet moments of life. Chapter 6. The Art of Non-Reaction. In a world where instant responses are often expected and rewarded, the art of non-reaction is a powerful but underappreciated skill. In conflict, stress, or moments of emotional intensity, the ability to stay silent, to choose not to respond immediately, can offer more strength and wisdom than any words or actions. This chapter explores the profound impact of non-reaction, showing how silence, in the right moments, is not a weakness but a form of empowerment and inner peace. The wisdom of knowing when to stay silent. There's a common saying, silence speaks louder than words. Yet, in our fast-paced world, where conversations are filled with quick replies and emotional outbursts, silence is often viewed as a sign of defeat, submission, or avoidance. But true wisdom lies in discerning when silence is the better response. Silence, when used intentionally, allows for reflection, clarity, and understanding. Imagine you're in a heated argument. Emotions are running high, and the pressure to respond with a quick retort is almost overwhelming. Yet, if you pause, take a moment to reflect, and choose to remain silent, something powerful happens. You give yourself time to process your emotions and understand the situation more fully. Silence in such moments can prevent unnecessary escalation, allow for more thoughtful communication later, and even shift the dynamic of the conflict itself. Knowing when to stay silent is about recognizing that not every situation demands an immediate response. Sometimes, silence can be the wisest, most strategic decision, especially in emotionally charged moments. It's a choice that demonstrates maturity, self-control, and a deep understanding of the power behind not reacting. How silence can be more powerful than words in conflict or stressful situations. When faced with conflict or stress, our natural reaction is often to defend ourselves, argue our point, or try to control the situation with words. But what if, instead of speaking, we allowed silence to take center stage? In many cases, silence can diffuse tension and provide an opportunity for calm to return before any harmful words are spoken. In stressful situations, people are usually overwhelmed by emotion, whether it be anger, frustration, or fear. Silence acts as a buffer, giving everyone involved space to breathe. This gap can prevent emotional reactions from turning into regrettable actions. Words spoken in anger or frustration can damage relationships and escalate conflict. Silence, on the other hand, can allow both parties to cool down and reconsider their positions. Silence in conflict is not about giving up or letting the other person win. It's about using non-reaction as a tool for peace. Choosing silence during a disagreement doesn't mean you won't address the issue later. It means you value peace, clarity, and thoughtful communication more than immediate emotional gratification. In business negotiations, for example, experienced negotiators often use silence as a tactic. After presenting an offer, they pause, sometimes for an uncomfortably long time. This silence creates space for the other party to reveal more, sometimes even changing their initial stance without any words exchanged. This technique underscores the power of silence in moments where tension or pressure is high. The power of non-reaction, mastering the art of restraint and inner peace. Non-reaction doesn't just benefit external situations. It also cultivates a profound inner peace. Mastering the art of restraint means learning to control your impulses and emotional reactions, which leads to a more balanced and grounded state of mind. When you choose not to react, you protect your peace from the chaos and negativity around you. Non-reaction requires mindfulness. It demands that you be fully present in the moment, aware of your emotions without letting them dictate your behavior. Rather than being a passive act, non-reaction is active. It takes strength and discipline to refrain from reacting in stressful situations. However, this choice leads to personal empowerment, where you are no longer a victim of circumstance or emotion, but instead a calm observer in control of your actions. A significant part of non-reaction is understanding that you don't have to engage with every stimulus that comes your way. Not every comment needs a reply. Not every problem demands an immediate solution. And not every insult or challenge requires a defense. In practicing non-reaction, you are conserving your energy for the things that truly matter, rather than being pulled in 1,000 different directions by external forces. The practice of non-reaction is particularly powerful in relationships. Whether in romantic partnerships, friendships, or familial bonds, conflicts are inevitable. But how we choose to respond, or not respond, can make all the difference. Instead of reacting to every criticism or negative comment, learning the art of restraint can prevent further damage, allowing space for understanding and resolution. Examples of personal empowerment through choosing silence over action. There are countless examples of individuals who have mastered the art of non-reaction and found personal empowerment through silence. Consider Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison under a brutal regime. Instead of reacting to his unjust treatment with anger or bitterness, Mandela chose to stay silent and reflective, using his time in prison to cultivate patience and inner peace. When he was finally released, his silence had transformed into a powerful message of forgiveness and reconciliation, which became the cornerstone of his leadership. In the world of martial arts, the principle of non-reaction is deeply embedded. Bruce Lee, the legendary martial artist and philosopher, once said, "Be water, my friend. Water does not react or resist. It flows around obstacles, adapting to circumstances without being disrupted." This fluidity of mind is at the heart of non-reaction. It allows us to remain calm and focused, no matter the external pressures. On a more personal level, think about moments in your life when choosing silence helped you navigate a difficult situation. Perhaps there was a heated argument where you chose to remain silent rather than retaliate, or a stressful decision where you paused to reflect rather than acting impulsively. These moments of non-reaction likely saved you from further conflict, regret, or stress. One modern-day example comes from the realm of social media. In an age where reactions are instantaneous and people are quick to respond to every post or comment, choosing silence can be a radical act of empowerment. By not engaging in online debates or controversies, you preserve your mental well-being and avoid unnecessary negativity. Silence, in this case, becomes a form of self-care. The balance between action and non-reaction. It's important to note that non-reaction doesn't mean passivity or avoidance. There are moments in life where action is necessary, when speaking up, asserting boundaries, or defending oneself is the right choice. The art of non-reaction is about knowing when silence serves you better than words or actions. It's about discerning the moments where quiet strength speaks louder than confrontation. Striking the balance between action and non-reaction is the key to mastering both. Knowing when to act and when to stay silent is a skill that, once developed, allows you to navigate life with greater ease, wisdom, and peace. The practice of non-reaction enhances your ability to make thoughtful, intentional decisions, rather than reacting out of habit or emotion. Embracing non-reaction as a path to inner peace. The art of non-reaction is a practice that can transform how you navigate conflicts, challenges, and stress. By mastering silence in moments where words would only add fuel to the fire, you gain control over your emotions and preserve your inner peace. In the modern world, where reactions are often driven by emotion and impulse, non-reaction offers a powerful alternative. It provides a space for reflection, clarity, and growth. The choice to remain silent in the face of stress or conflict is not about avoidance. It's about empowerment. Through non-reaction, you claim your peace, your power, and your path to inner balance. As you continue your journey of embracing silence, remember that the power of silence extends beyond your personal growth. It has the potential to heal relationships, resolve conflicts, and inspire others through the quiet strength you embody. The art of non-reaction is not just a practice for moments of stress. It is a lifelong tool for cultivating wisdom, peace, and purpose in all areas of life. Chapter 7. Creativity Born from Silence. In a world driven by constant chatter, where ideas seem to flow as quickly as the notifications on our phones, it may seem counterintuitive to believe that silence could fuel creativity. Yet, some of the greatest innovators, artists, and thinkers have found that the stillness of silence sparks their most profound breakthroughs. Creativity isn't necessarily born from chaos. It is often nurtured in the quiet spaces we carve out for ourselves. How silence sparks creativity and innovation. Creativity thrives in the moments when the noise of the world fades, and we are left alone with our thoughts. When we strip away distractions, our minds are free to wander, make connections, and access deeper layers of imagination. In silence, the subconscious mind, an untapped reservoir of ideas, emerges with clarity. Imagine you are sitting in a quiet room, with no distractions, and your mind starts to unfold. The ideas begin to flow, not because you are forcing them, but because you've created the mental space for them to arise naturally. Silence becomes a canvas, allowing your thoughts to be painted with fresh, innovative ideas. Techniques to use silence as a creative force. To harness silence for creativity, it's important to develop habits that encourage the quietening of your external and internal environment. Here are a few techniques to help. 1. Scheduled silence. Set aside specific times each day or week for uninterrupted silence. Whether it's 15 minutes in the morning or an hour in the evening, this time can be used for reflection, meditation, or simply allowing your thoughts to flow without interference. The more consistent you are, the more creativity you'll unlock. 2. Mindful walking. Take a walk in nature without any technological devices. As you walk, let your mind absorb the stillness around you. Pay attention to your breathing, the sound of your footsteps, or the rustle of leaves. These walks create a meditative state where creativity often flows effortlessly. 3. Meditation for insight. Practicing meditation is another way to engage with silence creatively. In meditation, you train your mind to focus on the present moment, free from distractions. After a meditation session, many people report experiencing sudden insights or bursts of creative thought. 4. Solitary journaling. Writing in silence is one of the most effective ways to unlock creativity. Set aside time to write down your thoughts without an agenda or goal. Let your mind flow onto the paper without judgment. Many writers and artists use this practice to tap into their inner voice and bring forth ideas that wouldn't emerge in the noise of daily life. Examples of artists, writers, and innovators who draw inspiration from quiet. Throughout history, many creative minds have turned to silence to fuel their greatest works. One such figure is Ludwig van Beethoven, the legendary composer who became deaf later in life. Ironically, it was in the silence of his deafness that Beethoven composed some of his most brilliant pieces. The absence of sound forced him inward, where his musical genius flourished in the quiet solitude of his mind. Another example is Virginia Woolf, the famed writer who regularly retreated to the quiet of her home to work on her novels. Woolf understood that silence was essential for deep thinking and creative flow. Her seminal works like Mrs. Dalloway and To the Lighthouse are masterpieces that came from moments of quiet reflection. Even modern innovators like Steve Jobs found inspiration in silence. Jobs often credited his ability to innovate with his practice of Zen meditation, which helped him quiet his mind and think more clearly. His silent moments led to the creative breakthroughs that reshaped the technology industry. Exercises to tap into your own creative potential through silence. Tapping into the creative power of silence doesn't require you to be a Beethoven, Woolf, or Jobs. You, too, can access this profound source of innovation with the right approach. Here are a few exercises to get started. 1. Silence immersion. Take one day each week to immerse yourself in silence. This could mean turning off your phone, avoiding unnecessary conversations, and dedicating time to quiet activities like reading, journaling, or drawing. The key is to remove distractions and allow your mind to wander freely. 2. Creative daydreaming. Allow yourself time to daydream in silence. Daydreaming is often dismissed as unproductive, but it can be a powerful tool for creative thinking. Let your mind explore without any restrictions, and you may find that fresh ideas emerge from this quiet mental space. 3. Soundless artistic expression. Engage in an art form that doesn't rely on sound. For example, try sketching, painting, or working with clay in complete silence. Notice how your mind interacts with the absence of noise and how this influences the creative process. 4. Silence visualization. Close your eyes and visualize yourself in a place of complete silence, perhaps in a forest, by the sea, or in a secluded cabin. Focus on the absence of noise and how it feels. As you visualize, let ideas flow naturally without trying to control or force them. Often, the most brilliant ideas come when you're not actively searching for them. The connection between silence and creative breakthroughs. There is a reason why many of the world's greatest minds have experienced their most profound creative breakthroughs during periods of silence. Silence allows the brain to rest and recover, giving it the space to process information in ways it cannot do amidst constant stimulation. In quiet moments, neural connections strengthen, and seemingly unrelated ideas come together to form innovative solutions. Creativity isn't about doing more, it's about being present with yourself. By embracing silence, you allow your mind to delve deeper into its natural state of creativity. Ideas will come more easily, and your work will become a reflection of the quiet wisdom you've cultivated. Final thoughts. Silence is not the absence of creativity, it is the birthplace of it. In a world that's always asking us to do more, be more, and produce more, the real magic happens when we pause, listen, and allow the quiet to speak. The next time you feel stuck or uninspired, try turning down the noise. You might find that in the stillness, your greatest ideas are waiting to emerge. Chapter 8. The Healing Power of Silence. In our fast-paced, hyper-connected world, silence is often seen as an anomaly, something to be avoided or filled with noise. Yet, silence holds a profound power, particularly when it comes to healing our emotional, mental, and physical selves. By embracing silence, we open the door to a more profound sense of well-being and inner peace. This chapter explores how silence can act as a powerful tool for healing, providing practical insights and real-life examples to guide you on this transformative journey. The connection between silence and healing. Silence offers a refuge from the chaos and clutter that pervades our daily lives. When we allow ourselves to experience true silence, we give our bodies and minds a chance to reset. Research has shown that silence can reduce stress levels, lower blood pressure, and even enhance overall mental clarity. It is in these quiet moments that our nervous system can switch from the fight-or-flight response to a more relaxed, restorative state. Consider the effect of a quiet walk in a serene, natural setting. The lack of auditory distractions allows us to reconnect with ourselves, fostering a sense of calm and relaxation. This quiet time can facilitate emotional release, mental clarity, and even physical rejuvenation. Practices to incorporate silence into your self-care and mental health routines. 1. Mindful silence practice. Integrate periods of mindful silence into your daily routine. Begin with just a few minutes each day where you focus solely on your breath or observe your surroundings without distraction. This practice helps to center your mind and creates a peaceful mental space. 2. Silent retreats. Participating in silent retreats can offer a profound experience of healing. These retreats, often lasting from a weekend to several weeks, immerse participants in silence, allowing them to delve deep into their inner world. Such experiences often lead to significant breakthroughs in self-awareness and emotional healing. 3. guided silent meditations. Guided meditations that emphasize periods of silence can help you explore your inner landscape. These meditations often include instructions for focusing on breath or body sensations, interspersed with moments of intentional silence. 4. Silent reflection journaling. Set aside time for silent reflection in your journaling practice. Write without external interruptions, allowing your thoughts and feelings to emerge freely. This practice can help you process emotions, gain clarity, and work through personal challenges. 5. Quiet time in nature. Spend time alone in natural settings, such as parks, forests, or by the water. Nature provides a naturally quiet environment that can enhance your sense of peace and facilitate emotional healing. Real-life accounts of healing retreats, silent meditation, experiences, and therapeutic silence. Healing through silent retreats. Many individuals have found profound healing through silent retreats. For instance, a participant in a Vipassana meditation retreat described how the silence allowed her to confront and release deep-seated emotional traumas. The extended period of quiet provided a space for self-exploration and healing that was not possible in her everyday life. 1. Silent meditation and mental clarity. A study published in the Journal of Clinical Psychology highlighted the benefits of silent meditation for mental health. Participants reported decreased anxiety and improved mood after engaging in regular silent meditation sessions. This study underscores how silence can be an effective tool for managing stress and enhancing mental well-being. 2. Therapeutic silence and physical healing. Physical healing can also be enhanced through silence. A patient recovering from surgery found that periods of quiet in a serene environment contributed to faster recovery and reduced pain levels. The calming effect of silence helped manage pain and supported the body's natural healing processes. How silence can help us process grief, loss, and trauma. Grief, loss, and trauma can be incredibly challenging to navigate, and silence often provides a crucial space for processing these experiences. In moments of quiet, we are able to reflect on our emotions, acknowledge our pain, and begin the healing journey. Silence allows us to honor our feelings and find solace in our personal experiences. 1. Processing grief. When grieving, silence can offer a sanctuary for mourning and remembrance. Allowing yourself to be silent with your thoughts and feelings can be a powerful way to process the loss and find comfort in your memories. 2. Navigating trauma. Silence can also play a role in trauma recovery. Trauma often involves intense emotions that need time and space to be understood and processed. Creating quiet moments for introspection can support the healing process and help individuals make sense of their experiences. 2. Emotional release. Silence provides a safe space for emotional release. By being silent, you can allow emotions to surface without judgment, enabling you to experience and release them fully. This process can be an essential part of emotional healing. Final thoughts on the healing power of silence. Embracing silence as a tool for healing involves recognizing its potential to restore balance and well-being in our lives. By incorporating practices that foster silence and reflection, we create opportunities for emotional, mental, and physical rejuvenation. Silence is not merely the absence of sound. It is a profound source of healing and inner peace. As you explore the healing power of silence, remember that it is not about avoiding the noise of the world, but about finding moments of calm within it. Allow yourself the gift of silence, and you may discover a deeper sense of tranquility and resilience. In the quiet, you might find not just solace, but a renewed connection to yourself and a pathway to profound healing. Conclusion. Embracing silence in a noisy world. As we reach the end of this exploration into the profound impact of silence, it becomes clear that silence is not merely the absence of sound, but a potent and transformative force. In a world that seems to never stop making noise, finding and embracing silence can be one of the most revolutionary acts we undertake. Recap of the lessons learned about the wisdom of silence. Throughout this book, we have delved into various dimensions of silence, its role in self-discovery, its power to enhance creativity, and its incredible capacity to heal. We have seen how silence allows us to tap into a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. From cultivating inner stillness to listening beyond words, silence offers us tools to connect with our truest selves. We explored the art of non-reaction, revealing how sometimes the most potent response is silence itself. By mastering the art of restraint, we find a pathway to inner peace and personal empowerment. We've also witnessed how silence fosters creativity, enabling us to innovate and think more deeply. And most importantly, we have seen how silence can be a powerful ally in healing, emotionally, mentally, and physically. How to carry the gift of silence with you in all aspects of life. Integrating the wisdom of silence into your daily life doesn't require grand gestures or radical changes. It can be woven into the fabric of your routine, enhancing every aspect of your existence. Here are some practical ways to carry the gift of silence with you. 1. Create quiet spaces. Designate areas in your home or workspace as quiet zones where you can retreat to reflect, meditate, or simply be. These spaces can become sanctuaries of calm amidst the noise of daily life. 2. Practice mindful pauses. Incorporate moments of intentional silence throughout your day. Whether during a work meeting, a conversation, or your daily commute, allow yourself brief pauses to reconnect with your inner self. 3. Embrace solitude. Make time for solitude regularly. Whether through quiet walks, reading, or just sitting in silence, use these moments to recharge and reconnect with your thoughts and feelings. 4. Apply the art of non-reaction. In challenging situations, practice the art of non-reaction. Take a moment to pause and reflect before responding, allowing silence to guide your actions and decisions. 5. Foster creative silence. Dedicate time for creative pursuits in a quiet environment. Allow silence to stimulate your imagination and problem-solving skills, creating a space where innovation can flourish. 6. Integrate healing practices. Incorporate silence into your self-care routine. Engage in silent meditation, reflective journaling, or silent retreats to support your emotional and mental well-being. Final thoughts. Silence as an essential tool for living a fulfilled, balanced, and wise life. Silence, often overlooked in our noisy world, is an essential component of a balanced and fulfilling life. It is in the quiet moments that we find the space to reflect, create, and heal. By embracing silence, we reclaim a vital part of our humanity, a part that allows us to connect more deeply with ourselves and others. As you move forward, remember that silence is not an escape from the world, but a return to the core of who you are. It is in silence that we find the wisdom to navigate life's complexities with clarity and grace. Embrace silence not as a void to be filled, but as a rich source of insight and serenity. May you carry the lessons of silence with you, finding moments of peace and wisdom in the quiet corners of your life. In a world that never stops talking, let your moments of silence be a testament to the power of stillness and the profound impact it can have on living a fulfilled, balanced, and wise life. Thank you for joining us on this chapter of Silent Wisdom here at Mini Audiobooks. We hope this exploration into the power of silence has inspired you. If you enjoyed this audiobook, please like, subscribe, and share this video with others. Remember, 94% of our viewers aren't subscribed yet, and your support makes a big difference. Stay tuned for more enlightening content, and until next time, keep embracing the silence within.